Students, I am going to discuss about redesigning a casting to avoid the use of a sand core. I am showing the drawing of a casting. This casting has got two vertical legs. The left side leg is shorter and the right side leg is longer in length, and both are connected with a horizontal element as shown in this figure. In order to strengthen the two vertical leg, a rib is provided at the center as shown here. In addition to this feature, this casting has got bosses. As you can see, these bosses are provided in order to seat a nut. So while you use this attachment to be mounted on a machine tool, we need to use fastener. So the fastener has to be provided for attaching this casting to the machine tool. So for that we need to use fastener. That nut will be seated on this boss. Similarly, on the left side leg of the casting, we have to mount a component. The component has to be fastened. For seating the nut of the fastener, we are using a boss on the left side leg also. So this casting has got cylindrical bosses, 4 in number, 1, 2 on the other side, and 2 on the left side leg. So I can show you only the one boss. The other 3 bosses are hidden inside. In addition to these 4 bosses, the left side leg and right side leg has also got this kind of pockets. So these pockets are provided in order to reduce the surface area of the machined area. So if you have a pocket like this in the casting itself, the surface area where we need to machine is reduced, so that the machining cost is has got reduced. Similarly, this pocket is provided on the other leg of the casting. So this is the isometric view of the casting that has got all the element, 4 number of bosses and 2 number of pocket on the vertical leg. This figure shows the orthographic view of the casting, which has got all the elements. So these are the 2 vertical leg. One leg is longer, one leg is shorter, and their 2 vertical legs are joined with a rib. So that rib is shown in the dotted line in the top view, and these are the 4 bosses which are provided on the inside surface of the 2 vertical leg, and this is the pocket provided on the outside surface of the 2 vertical leg, 1 here and 1 here. So these pockets are provided in order to reduce the machined area. So the side view is shown here. This is the top view. So for this casting, we have to decide the parting line for the placement of the cavity in the cope and track box. So if you we can decide to have the parting line running along the top surface of the casting. So this is the parting line that I have decided to make use of for casting the component. So the parting line is shown in this figure. This is the parting line that is running along the top surface of the casting. So when you use a parting line which is shown here, then we have to make use of core for making the bosses and for making the pocket on the outside surface. So this core is used to we have to use 6 number of core for making the casting. So this kind of core we have to use 4 number, and this kind of core we have to use 2 in number. So totally we are using 6 number of core for making one casting. So the core is shown in red in color in this figure. The parting line is the top surface of the casting, as we have already discussed. The isometric view of the casting, isometric view of the core, which is used to provide the pocket, is shown here, and this is the isometric view of the core, which is used to provide the 4 number of bosses. So this is the orthographic view of the core, which is used to make the pocket, and this is the isometric view, this is the orthographic view of the core, which we are going to use 4 in number for making the bosses on the casting. So when we use this 6 number of core, the pattern shape itself has to be changed in order to provide the necessary space for fitting the this 6 number of core. On removing the pattern out of the sand, the cavity should look like this. So this is the space where we have to fix the core before closing the top box of the casting. Similarly, this is where we have to fix the core used for making the bosses. So this is the space used to fit the core, and this is the space where we are using to fix the core for making the pocket on the right side leg of the component. So this is the space where the molten metal will be poured, and on solidification we can remove the core and we can remove the casting out of the sand, and you get the required shape of the component. We are using 6 number of core for making each casting. The cost of the casting increases due to the use of 6 number of core for each number of casting. We can think of redesigning the casting so that we can avoid using this 6 number of core. While we redesign the casting, the basic purpose for which this component has been designed should not get affected. It has to serve the purpose for which this casting has been designed. At the same time, we can think of redesigning such a way that we can avoid using the 6 number of core. First, let us discuss about the purpose of this casting. As I already told you, this casting is used as an attachment to a machine tool. The left side bosses are used to mount the attachment over to the machine tool bed, and the right side bosses are used to mount the component over to this attachment. And this 4 number of bosses are very much necessary, that we cannot avoid. Similarly, the square pocket on either side of the on both the leg is also need to be provided in order to reduce the machining area. How we can redesign so that we can avoid using the 6 number of core, we are discussing now. So this figure shows the redesigned casting. This casting, after redesigning, is used to serve the same purpose without having any compromise. If you look at the pocket has been replaced with a relief, vertical relief. Similarly, on the other longer leg also, the pocket has been replaced with a vertical relief. So the vertical relief runs to the entire length of the legs, both the legs. So by doing this way, we can avoid using the 2 number of core which we were using for making the pocket. When we use this type of vertical relief, the same green sand is going to be used for making this undercut and the casting. There is no need to use a separate core. So that way we have avoided using the 2 number of core which we were using for making the pocket. And coming to the bosses were cylindrical in shape previous to the redesign. Now the bosses have been changed to have a elongated boss as shown in this figure. So this elongated boss avoid use of 4 number of core for making the bosses on both the legs. So by way of redesigning the casting, we have avoided using all the 6 number of core. Still the components serve the same purpose for which it has been designed. So this is the orthographic view of the redesigned casting, which is showing all the element. This is the isometric view, and the pocket has been replaced with a vertical relief. So those vertical relief are shown as a dotted line in the elevation of the drawing. So these two dotted line shows the vertical relief. On the side view, these two vertical line shows those vertical reliefs, and we have replaced the circular bars with the elongated bars that is also shown as a hidden line in this side view. So these are the elongated bars which we are using for avoiding the use of 4 number of core. In the elevation, this is the elongated bars which is shown here on both sides, on both the legs. So by way of redesigning the casting, we have avoided using 6 number of core. That we were able to reduce the cost of the casting without compromising on the basic function of the component.